Now at 6 o'clock, we are tracking Beta, which is inching closer to landfall as we speak. Ahead of its arrival, the tropical storm is lashing coastal communities with heavy rain, wind, and surf. This live picture shows you the Gulf right now. This is off of Galveston.
And about 100 miles down the coastline, Matagorda. Here's a live look there. A big problem there over the past 24 hours. High tides pushing water into neighborhoods.
It's going to be an evening landfall, and then Beta will begin its track up the coastline, of course. But even before the official arrival on shore, there are already issues like storm surge and coastal flooding.
We have live team coverage for you that stretches 100 miles. But we begin with our chief meteorologist, Frank Billingsley.
All right, Dominic, it's going to be interesting to watch this because I think there is some chance that maybe it doesn't make a landfall. I think it's at least a possibility. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. First, there's a look at Galveston. That's a roaring sea, isn't it? Pretty tough stuff. So watch this. First of all, it's still forecast to. This is the official forecast, which puts the system just inland, maybe by about 50 miles, and then starts to pull it back toward the Galveston Island. But notice this cone of uncertainty is still over water. It's still huge, and as it continues to push across, I think we're talking just miles. I mean, there's a chance that it just stalls over the next 12 hours and eventually takes this right over water all the way through. I would not yet rule that out. I've been watching this. It'll be interesting to see the 7 o'clock and 10 o'clock advisories, but it just doesn't look like it has moved much today. And consequently, because it hasn't moved much, maybe it's already stalling. But National Hurricane Center will figure that one out. In the meantime, what we're concerned about are these feeder bands that continue to train in quite a bit of rain, as you can see. 2 flash flood advisories are in effect until 6:45 and until 6:30. They're going to continue right along Galveston Island and Bolivar, right up toward parts of Harris County and Brazoria, and then as you can see into Brazoria Lake Jackson area where we've had 4, even maybe 5 inches of rain in spots. 1 to 2 inches in Galveston, but that's starting to add up. 3 in northern Brazoria and 2 in Fort Bend. Now back down here to the south, the eye such as it is, and it's not very well formed, but the eye such as it is 23 miles off the coast. So it's moving at 5 miles an hour, which would now put it on land maybe around 10 o'clock. So it's gone from 6 to 7 to 8 to 9 to 10 over the last couple of hours as far as the forecast is concerned. This RPM, in fact, just barely takes it on shore, and then look what happens. It pretty quickly starts to move this whole thing right off of land and over water by tomorrow, probably late tomorrow. So the flash flood watch is still in effect. Well, obviously, 3 to 5 inches is going to be common across Houston, 1 to 3 off to the north and west. It's this down here along the coast, especially if that starts riding up the coast right offshore. 5 to 7 will be easy to find. 10 to 15 isolated would be as much as a concern. And the surge, even at an angle here, 2 to 4 feet, that keeps any good drainage from happening with all of that rain that's been coming down. So not much strengthening and not much steering current either, I should say. Flood issues, obviously, and the biggest impacts right now still at the coast.